Hey, this is Adam. This is episode number 5. However, it's the continuation from Kim Kennedy and friends being in studio with us this week. If you haven't heard the first half, go listen to episode number 4. Thanks, guys.
You're listening to Living Podcariously, bringing you real men's perspectives, unfiltered, unapologetic, and uncensored. Recorded live in the Living Podcariously studio in world-famous Cocoa Beach, Florida.
All right, welcome back to Living Podcariously. Episode.
Whoa, moving on. Sorry.
Episode 4.
No, I'm sorry. I just,
No.
Yeah, being a smart ass.
Somebody's jealous.
Megan's showing pictures of her tan lines over here, and Dirty Sanchez is talking about all sorts of crazy stuff.
Oh, yeah. I have to look
yeah.
up what that is because my name's actually Dirty
You're
Shirley,
welcome.
and they keep calling me
She doesn't
Dirty
like-
Sanchez.
Yeah,
we back?
we're back. So
All right, so she's going to be looking up what Dirty Sanchez
She's looking
is
up
'cause
what-
she doesn't know what it means.
I know it's going to be bad.
Dirty Shirley is looking up what Dirty Sanchez is because that's the name I've given her for the rest of the show.
Oh,
All right,
boy.
you got to read it.
All right, you gotta
what
read
you
it out
find.
Read
loud.
out loud.
All right, it's on Urban Dictionary. It says, you guys are wrong. It's when a man and a woman engage in anal sex, and then the man takes his penis and rubs it on the girl's upper lip and leaves a mustache.
Right?
Oh, that's so cute.
Okay, here's another one.
Adorable.
You have to go to Facebook for this one because there's a page dedicated to it. Are you ready?
What?
And you know this.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that maybe
All right, I'm
I
on
made
Facebook. Go on.
it. It's called Santa Ana Slapper.
Now, before so Dirty Shirley is looking this up. Megan, do you want to take a guess what Santa Ana Slapper is?
Ooh, okay.
You put on your perverted cap.
I'm working on it.
It's always on. I mean,
It really is.
Yeah, all
Right?
three of us all day today. It's
I
been on.
like this.
Good.
Just wait.
It's good.
Okay. So my guess is Santa. You know, someone who has a Santa fetish.
All right,
Okay. Hear me out.
I'm with you so far.
Okay.
If you find a page, feel free to like it. That goes for any listeners as well.
My middle name is Anna.
All right. So this is going to play into you now. Sorry.
That's the same.
Sorry.
Rookies.
Sorry. What?
Rookie. But coming on a podcast with your ringtone. Oh, shit.
He's awake.
Mine's on too.
Oh, rookie. Anyway, all right, so Santa. All right, I
still
got
looking
it.
for
All
this,
right,
Sure.
someone puts a tiny Santa hat
Let me
on
see
their
the
dick
page.
and
Show me.
slaps someone with it.
I like that.
Oh, I found
Tack,
it.
did you hear this?
I found it.
Tack, did you hear it?
Did you
Someone,
miss my whole...
someone puts a little
All right,
Santa
they
hat.
put a tiny Santa hat on their dick
Yeah.
and they just slap someone with it. Like it's...
You're very close. So go ahead and read it.
I'm the official,
Santa's
reader.
Yeah, read her.
All right. The act of farting naked in a girl or boy's face, then turning around so quickly you slap them in the face with the penis. Okay, now how do you do that? If it's...
Well, see, this is how this was made. Okay, I have a friend, and I didn't make this up.
He did it to him.
I just, I didn't. No,
Oh.
I just co-founded the page on Facebook.
Wow.
My buddy
Explains it all.
Jimmy, he has comedic dreams, and he dreamed that I told him about this and named it in his dream, and so he woke up laughing and called me immediately.
So wait, you've seen his penis then?
Well,
that's a
yeah,
good
but
question.
that has nothing to do with
That's
it.
good to know for later. All right.
Good enough. You're gonna go ahead and pocket that later.
I am pocketing that.
So you've seen Jimmy's penis. We've just had a revelation on the show.
Well, I've known him since we were 12, so I'm pretty sure I have.
saw her boobs this morning.
That's
Say it
true.
again.
I think you and I both did.
Oh, yeah.
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 I don't believe you.
We're showing.
Does that count? No.
Pixar didn't have... Oh, that's me.
So you realize
Awesome.
that most people in this room now have
What, seen Jimmy's dick?
seen Jimmy's. No. Wow.
All right.
Awkward silence.
So now that we looked up the two perverted statements of Dirty Sanchez and Santa Ana Slapper, peering into the inner thoughts and expressions of men. Women submit questions for Adam and Tack to get brutal, honest admissions. We call this the Guy-a-ry. Guy-a-ry? Really? Is that the best we could come up with? So, girls, we do a segment called the Guy-a-ry. All right, it's similar to
It sounds like gonorrhea.
see,
Wow.
see, that's what I said. That's the same thing I said the first time we brought up the name.
It sounds like gonorrhea.
So think of a diary for a girl. It's where she shares her secrets, her confessions.
Are you going to share your secrets with us?
Well, sort of. It's sort of a
beautiful.
twist on that. The guy's version of the diary is called Living Podcariously's Guy-a-ry. This name was thought up by one of our listeners and one of our friends from another podcast, Jimmy as well. Also, he showed his dick to Tach. But
That's unofficial. That's I think if I've seen it, I think it was just an accident. It wasn't like, hey, Tech, look at my dick. How funny would that be? That, like, remember that one time when you showed me yours? It wasn't like that.
well,
That was
I
just
couldn't help
weird.
it. I was just hanging out below the towel.
I know. It just was weird.
All right, so
In a sauna.
in this segment, we have ironically we have more women listeners on this podcast than I thought we did. We apparently have several of them, and they submit questions to us for Tach and I to answer, and we answer them brutally honest. No matter what the question is, we give our honest answers to them. Some of them we haven't come up with good answers for in the past just because we didn't experience those things in our life. But for the most part, we've got good answers to the questions. So we've had 3 questions that have been submitted. I'm actually going to let you girls read these questions. And you guys, I also invited you to come up with some of your own questions. So do you guys want to do these 3 questions that I had submitted by female listeners? Or do you guys want to do yours first?
I say
You
go
do
for
these-
those
Yeah,
first.
go for those
Do these
first.
3? All right.
Yeah.
So I'll hand this over to Megan first. Pick any one of those 3 questions. You can just read the woman's first name, her age, and then if she's got an location where she's from on there or not. Pick which one you like, and then read the question to Tach and I, and we'll answer them. Tach, this is the first time Tach has heard these questions. I know them because I check our email, but
All right, well then Tach. Jackie is 33 and she wants to know, would you consider seriously dating a stripper?
Ooh, I like that one.
Oh, good question.
the irony of the name of that question too, or the name
Now,
of that listener,
You're saying date,
What's her
not
name?
just,
Jackie. Well, I'll let Tach answer, then I'll tell you the irony.
yep. Date, probably not. Only because there's a lot of, sorry, Jackie.
Sorry, Jackie.
Oh,
Well, that's just me. I don't know. I wouldn't, because there's a lot of like bad shit that goes along with being a stripper. Not just, well, shitty hours for one thing. 2, there's a lot of drugs and shit's involved in that kind of. And then 3, like, it's really hard to get out of stripping because you make decent money, and then what are you going to quit and then go get a 9 to 5, and it's just not usually the same. So I would say no. And there's a lot of drama and bullshit and drugs and jealousy.
so the
everywhere.
stereotypes of the strippers is why you're going to say no, because you don't want to
Yeah.
associate with those stereotypes.
Correct.
Okay. My answer is kind of the opposite. And the irony why I laughed at that, I actually dated a stripper, and her name was Jackie. I think, Kim, you met her
Yes, I did.
when all of us went out together. She was a sweet girl.
Oh yeah, she's very nice.
She was not your stereotypical
She was
stripper,
not,
though.
No, she was
She-
not at all.
She didn't do drugs. She didn't do.
not.
She drank very little, never when she was at work. She had kids, and really odd, she had a job in law enforcement outside of where she
Yeah.
danced, and she was also in school for cosmetology. So, yes, she was quite the little entrepreneur, I guess you would
Well, that's
say.
good. I mean, there's always going to be exceptions to the rule. So
Yeah.
that sounds like she was an exception.
She had a good head on her shoulders and a good ass on her hip.
Oh, yeah, she had a very, very nice ass.
But the
So
cool,
does Dirty Shirley.
Ew.
I don't
Yeah, she does. Oh my god, have you
Thank you.
seen this woman's ass?
It's beautiful.
Fine.
Oh, I saw that
That's
this morning too.
that's difficult for us to answer.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm wearing a
Christ.
dress. Because
You could lift
It's
it
more
up,
comfortable.
maybe.
Well, that
Look
makes
nice.
it makes it easier for us to see your ass.
thank you.
Dress looks nice.
Thank you.
Do you go?
She said, thank you.
Do you go commando?
You're
or-
wearing a dress. Thank you.
Do you go commando, or are you wearing ugly panties like Megan over here?
Hey,
Is that?
I'm
are those
just
the only
joking about
They're
the bra.
nude.
the nude bra.
options? Are those
She
the
has
only
nude
options?
tits. I've seen them.
I don't know. If,
I've seen them.
I've seen
I don't know
them.
if Kim initiated you into Florida properly, but the ritualistic dress in Florida is commando or nothing. I mean,
Wow.
it's just that's
Oh.
pretty
That's unhealthy.
pretty common.
That's unhealthy.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah,
she's flapping in the wind.
I forgot about that thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, here. Pick one.
Thanks for filling us in.
Pick one of the other two and read that question
That's
first.
what your
forgot.
dad said.
Okay.
Oh. Oh.
Ooh,
Oh my
alright.
god. I don't know how to take that. Oh
Okay.
my god.
All right.
Tack.
I didn't know what you were saying that for.
What's
I was like,
happening?
what's wrong?
What I know.
What did I
Nothing.
missed it too. What happened?
She said, well, I did one of my That's What Your Dad Said things.
Oh.
And she said, thanks for filling us in. So, anyway, moving on. Go ahead, Dirty Shirley. Go ahead.
Okay. Laura, 20-year-old, wants to know what makes a girl dateable versus a fling.
You want me to take that one first, Tack? All right. Does that one say U of F next to it or UF
Yes.
next to it? Yeah, that I think. So that girl made sure in her email to identify that she was from University of Florida.
Okay.
So perhaps Derek is spreading the word up there a little bit because he said he was going to start talking about living podcariously up there.
Okay.
So that could have been a friend, could be just ironic or not. But okay. So what makes a girl dateable versus what was the question?
A fling.
Just a fling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see. I think it's important to identify what qualifies as just a fling.
Probably like just anyone you're just not like officially dating.
Well, dateable, I see it as having qualities that I want to be with for a long term. So
Like what?
so I would, and this sounds super chauvinist, but guess what? It's going to come out the way that the way that I
Gotta
think
be
about it.
honest.
That's what your dad said. Sorry.
I would have a fling or a one night stand or just hook up casually with a girl, assuming I wasn't in a relationship. So we have to assume being single for a minute. I would have a one night stand or just casual encounters or sex or whatever with a girl just based off having fun in one evening, the way she looks, how we hit it off together, or just because we both have mutual interests of hooking up. So I see that as a fling. I don't necessarily see that as anything more than maybe one weekend or maybe one nice fun cruise or something like that. You go on a cruise, you're not exactly going to find your soulmate on a cruise. You're going to find a cruise buddy and hook up with. Yeah. Somebody to have a permanent relationship or a long-term relationship with or date, I have to have that compatibility with. Mm-hmm. And I've got some kinds of standards when it comes to that too. If a girl hooks up with me or puts out, and it sounds bad, but that's what it is, puts out too early in the relationship, very first night, if somebody just hooks up with me, I'm going to think that that's the kind of behavior that she's showing to other guys as well. So that might look negatively to me on her habits. Now, that doesn't mean she's a bad person. That just means I wouldn't necessarily consider her dating material if it was so easy that my ugly ass can hook up with her on the first night. So also, she's got to have certain qualities. I have a 12-year-old son. So I have to make sure that the girl that I'm going to have in my life as a regular person that I'm dating is a good mother figure, right? Not a mother. He has a mother, but a mother figure. So somebody that's going to instill good morals in him and treat him with respect and not, treat him as my son. You know what I mean? Just the kid over there or something like that. So I've got certain standards. Oh, she has to cook.
Oh, wow.
I'm just saying. She has to be a good cook. I don't cook.
That kind of went into the first question. Kim, did you want to read this one?
Tack, do you have an answer for this one?
Yeah. It's pretty much the same kind of shit. Like, it absolutely depends on the morals and the values. And one of my go or no go questions, like on a first date, if I'm interested in the girl like that, is what is your biggest passion? I know, like, Kim, you've heard this question before, and what I get surprisingly a lot is girls say, well, let me ask you, any of you girls, what is your biggest passion?
So many things.
Okay. Give me just an example.
Animals, human rights, women's rights.
Well, these are things you care a lot about.
Yeah, those are
passions.
Those can be passions.
Okay.
I mean, I also love music.
Do you want to
I'm
pursue your career in animals or women's rights or
Possibly.
human rights?
Yeah.
Okay.
That could turn into it. Yeah. I
Megan?
see. Not having tan lines is what Megan's going to say.
And not having
Naked runs. No.
having naked
Passions? Passions? I don't know. Because there's a lot of things that I'm interested in, but for something to actually be passionate about,
Horses.
it has to, I do love those. But I don't know. I do love animals, but to be passionate about it, I feel like I would need to be super invested in it. I don't know.
Okay, well, that's okay. She sounds like she's thinking. And she answered right away, which is awesome. A lot of the times, 98% of the time.
You failed.
Well, she didn't fail. She answered better than most.
Megan's going to key my car and kick me in the nuts on the way out.
like out of 10, out of 10 girls, like 8 of them answer usually, I don't have one. I don't have a passion.
Yeah.
How can you be in a relationship with somebody that doesn't have passion for anything? Like, it's horse shit. And then the ninth.
Wait, she has a passion for horse shit?
Horse shit.
Like manure?
I don't care. If that's your passion, that's great. It doesn't have to be anything I'm into, but hey, that's cool. Like the ninth person would answer like her. Sounds like she's thinking and is on the right path. Just hasn't found anything yet. And the 10th one answers like this. And this is the one where I would go, all right. So this is somebody.
All right.
But to be fair,
That's what I would do. I'd point
that's a big
and shoot the
question.
gun and wink.
That's like a big question. Just like put somebody on the spot with. And like a lot of times, like if you're our age, like we're 21, 22. I mean, we don't know exactly where we're going yet, you know? So,
Yeah,
like,
you're a little
big-
old for Tach. He usually shoots for a little younger.
That's a little like a question, you know?
Oh my god.
No. Those are good answers. Those are good answers.
No, yeah. So yeah, we have to be for relationship. You have to really have.
I see what you did there, though, Tach. I liked what you did on the Guy-a-ry.
I just had a first date with two girls.
You manipulated the conversation about women asking us questions and us being honest back onto our guests and put them on the spot and made them answer.
I know. It's so,
I like
Oh,
it.
wow.
I'm so
Smart guy.
He's a Guy-a-ry.
I'm so like a woman.
Maybe it's a good trade-off because
Yeah, that's
you know
true.
what he's saying. It is that actually goes with me. Like if I'm on a date, that's actually one of the questions now. Since Tach has actually asked me that, that's one of the questions now that I asked. It's
Yeah,
like,
but
what
you scare guys off, Kim, because when guys ask you what your passion is, you say it's finding the fastest way to take you down without you putting up any resistance because you're martial arts and all that shit.
And I was like, and they always say, "Damn, that's what I was thinking."
I don't tell him.
I feel like that could be hot.
hot.
Some guys would be into that.
Yeah, some guys would be.
I know 17 ways to break your thumb. You want to try one of them? Yeah.
I only
All
know
right.
5. Sorry.
All right, what's the third question, Kim?
Well, the third one, Adam, you
Did we kind of already-
touched on it,
Yeah.
Uh-oh, oops.
What was it?
Adam, does sex on the first date mean she's not girlfriend material?
Yeah, I guess I did. Typically, yes. However, with my ex-wife of 10 years, we had sex on the very first night. So, yes and no. I think the situations sometimes are unique. If you've been led into meeting this person through mutual friends and, there's already a little bit of a relationship there. So to me, that kind of one night stand is you meet a girl for the very first time and she's a complete stranger. No mutual friends, no circle of, connections at all. And then you take her home or she takes you home and then you do your thing and then you have the walk of shame the next morning. That to me is not conducive for a relationship building material. To me.
No, it's not. Not to me either.
Tach, I think is exactly opposite of me.
What do you mean?
Just kidding.
Hell no. First date, fucking marry her. No, no. It's a
As long as she can,
case.
as long as she can ninja shit, then yes.
It's a case by case basis. I was in a relationship with a girl where we did it on the first date, and she was awesome. I mean, the only reason why we broke up is because we just wanted different things.
She wanted
Big
something
picture.
bigger, Tach.
She wanted
I like
bigger
how
things.
you said we want.
And sorry, we wanted different things in the bigger picture. So we had to break up. It was a mutual breakup. We didn't want to, but we had to.
I'm not going to say that again.
Damn it, did I miss something?
I know. I must have missed something too.
Yeah, no, I thought about what I said. No,
Megan.
nope.
So Megan's an interesting girl. She's
Okay.
quiet, but she goes right for the jugular when she does it.
Yes.
That's true.
She got, I gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah, you're like a
True about this
you're
kid.
like a Yankee snake.
Was
is
it
what
was
you
it my
are.
jugular?
Yankee stick.
What happened?
Jugulars. I don't care.
Was it mine? Did you say something?
She's going after you, Tach.
No, we were talking about ourselves.
Speaking of snake. No. All right. So
He growled and you said
I asked Kim. I asked. I don't.
Wait, we don't have too many snakes in it. No, I don't know.
Where you? Wait. Speak for yourself, buddy. All right. So Kim,
Yes.
I prepped you ahead of time for this.
Yes, you did.
So for the Guy-a-ry, for the questions, we're going to do something new this time.
Okay.
You guys have been challenged to come up with your own questions to ask me and Tach. And now these questions, again, I want to remind our audience and the three of you, ask anything you want. If it involves somebody else, we'll, make up fictitious names or something. But if whatever you want to ask us, Tach and I give you our word, we will answer you 100% honestly, no matter what the question is. It could be about guys in general. It could be about me and Tach specifically. It can be anything you want. So, ladies, take it away.
I didn't agree to this. What?
It's the part of the show, though, Tach.
All right.
I think Megan should go first.
Okay, well, I'm just going to start out with a story. All right. So I was riding on my friend's bike and we hit a pothole.
Motorcycle?
Motorcycle.
Okay.
And we hit a pothole and I ended up like flying off the back a little bit, but I landed back down. The back. And he lands, and he just goes, "Oh, fuck!" So I asked him, I was like, what happened? And he just goes, "I landed on my left nut." Okay, is that a problem? Do you often sit on your nutsack?
Yeah.
The left one? Definitely the left one.
Well,
Whoa.
have you ever heard have you ever heard gentlemen get asked a question? You might not have, unless you're in tailoring business. Which way do you dress? Do you dress to the left or do you dress to the right? Have you ever heard that question
to the
before?
left or right?
Well, that's the whole point of the question. It's based on the position
I didn't know
of the
this. I
testicles.
just learned this the other day.
Yeah, it's based on the position of the testicles. Which one hangs lower? Typically, your dick will fall to the direction of the lower hanging testicle because there's more room.
Oh, no
Interesting.
shit.
So, all men have a testicle that hangs lower than the other. All men do.
Okay.
So it's okay.
The more you know.
That part's very true. Now, sitting on your own nuts is one of the worst things that could ever happen because it's so innocuous. You could be, going to typically it's on a hard seat. So not a soft surface. You're not going to really get hurt on a soft surface. But if you go and sit down on like a bench at a, soccer game or something, very easily, those hard ass metal benches, if you're warm and your testicles have descended because it's warm that they need to cool off, then yes, it's very easy to sit on them, especially if you have loose wearing pants or something. Holy shit. And it'll stand you right back up. You go to sit down and bam, those legs just come straight back up. Oh, it is not fun.
I'm
Okay.
gonna further that question. Are you ever worried that it's going to pop if you sit on it?
That's an interesting question too.
Real shit.
Testicles technically can't pop.
Real talk.
All a testicle is wound up
But like,
venous material. So technically if you cut your testicles open, it would unravel like a shoelace. Think of it like that. So you can't actually pop it. You can really damage
the
it.
skin. Like, what if it
No, I guess that's a
out
good.
of the skin?
Adam, I learned so much from you. I had no idea.
I'm like Mr. Wizard.
That's a bit of an old reference. You got to go back and say Bill Nye for these.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Yeah.
The skin is so elastic there. It's more elastic. It's kind of like, think of your elbow. You can stretch the skin on your elbow really easily.
Come on, think of a bat wing.
Yeah, well, I guess that too. I've never been worried that it's going to pop, ever. I've been worried.
I never have either until now.
I've been worried that it could get cut.
Oh,
That's not any fun to think about. Especially when I'm shaving when I shave down there. Yeah, I use a blade. Yeah. Well, not like a blade, but I use a razor. I don't use a little.
Like Crocodile Dundee.
You call that a knife?
That's not a knife.
No, but I have been worried about that. But it's really thick skin. I mean, you girls are old enough. You've held balls before.
Yeah.
You're old enough. You've held balls before, baby. You know.
Say that into the mic.
They are.
Okay, I'm not
They're
gonna lie.
fun.
They're fun to play with.
They are. They're a lot of fun to
God
play
bless you.
You guys want to see something? You want to see something really cool? Next
She's
time,
amazing.
the next time you have a guy in that position and he's willing to do things with you, testicles move on their own. I don't know if you've ever seen this
yeah,
before.
they like roll.
Yes.
It's so funny. It's like the universe.
Okay.
What you want to get is
You guys are. Wait. Everybody talk one at a time. It's a great conversation.
Okay, all right. Well, you're sitting there playing with his balls, and if you pull
man,
it
this
down
is
a
big
little,
balls. You were holding one in each hand there. I mean,
big ass balls. No, but if you pull it down a little bit, it just goes back up, and it's funny.
yeah, you can actually take it. They're reactive to temperature. So if you have like a hot rag, for example, and then an ice cube.
Oh my god.
You put the hot rag on it, then you put an ice cube on one nut, and then it
Are
will.
you into some weird shit?
Yeah, I mean, quite frankly, yes, I am. But that question
Are
wasn't
you into
asked
weird
yet.
shit?
That sounds funny.
That sounds.
Well,
Can we try that?
I want to. Yeah,
You wanna try it,
I
Tach,
wanna do
me
that
and you?
to somebody next time I hook up with somebody.
Well, it doesn't have to be hooking up. I mean, Tach is willing to volunteer.
Well, they
Right.
may never
I am
see me
right.
again. So.
What?
Well, Tach will never see you.
I
You
will
live
never
north.
see you again.
We don't know that.
I promise.
But you gotta. Tach's hung so much, you have to put his dick on your
I'll
shoulder
see you. I'll see
I
you.
just
while you're.
just hold it
Yeah.
there. All right.
Yeah.
I'll call you. Dude. It's okay. I'll call you.
Kim's having a fun time. Over
All right.
I am.
She's learning a lot about
These
me.
are softball questions. Come on,
I got a hardball
some
Oh, okay.
hardball. I got it.
Megan's
Why
got
you gotta be
it.
softballs?
Oh, I do have another one. Okay.
Oh.
See, this is where my redhead story is going to come in.
Oh, Tach, this is
All right,
your
first
answer.
girl I ever made out with was a redhead.
Wait, first girl.
He
First
had
girl.
to reposition himself
Okay.
for that.
Wait a minute.
The look on your face was so funny.
So this story,
You actually went in panic mode. I don't know why. But you're like, wait, I have to get something in my hand. I need something for this. Hold on. I don't know what it is. Okay.
It's like I have to prepare myself for this.
So, first girl ever made out with. I turn around. Okay, there's dudes just staring. Why is it so attractive to dudes when girls just make out? Attractive.
when girls just
Why?
make out?
Yeah, why?
What did the redhead have to do with this?
Because you were talking about a redhead earlier.
She was redheaded?
Did you say Red Hood?
Head.
This isn't
Well,
easy.
here-
They didn't get that far.
Wait. Tack, let me take this as a start.
Okay, go
just
ahead.
real quick. This is a difficult thing for us to remember. I haven't seen too many girls that have made out with each other. So,
We're not gonna make out.
Sorry.
damn it. All right, never mind. All right, listen. Go ahead, Tack.
You were on my New Year's kiss.
I've never seen it either. I don't know what this is. No.
That's all I had, Tack. No.
No,
No one's making out here.
the reason why it's a beautiful sight. First of all, women are just beautiful in general. It's just it. The female body, it's a beautiful thing. You women admit it as well. Yes.
It's true.
All right.
Guys are train wrecks.
All right.
I mean, let's be
Right,
honest. Guys
we're-
we're a mess.
We're just sticks with a bag of meat.
It's a good thing we can. It's a good thing we can
read.
reach like the top shelf and get shit down.
Yeah.
And,
That's it. We're not attractive, At least most of us are not attractive. We can't all be Ryan Reynolds.
and the ones that are gay.
Oh
Right.
my god.
So, all right, take it
It's
easy.
not always true, but
what?
But
oftentimes. Yeah.
But anyway, so when you see two beautiful things making out, it's a good time.
Two beautiful things making out. You're talking about like sequoias and
Sequoias, you get a sequoia and a butterfly together, magic happens. It's magic.
I think that it goes a little bit deeper. I think it goes and nests in a guy's subconscious with
Deeper.
every guy's fantasy of a threesome. I really think seeing two girls making out leads you to think,
Well, of
maybe,
course you're
just
thinking
maybe,
that.
I could possibly get in there too, and that would be a three. Because they're obviously willing to do that with each other. I'm a guy.
They're of course thinking
You know?
of you too. Of course.
I think it nests in our subconscious with the desire
Of
to be
course it
involved in
does.
that.
Okay,
Yeah,
that makes
Of course it
sense.
does.
That was a good answer.
All right.
they like mine, Tack. Just saying.
Okay.
You know what?
I like yours too. I
No, you didn't.
appreciated
It's
it.
Oh,
okay.
you got the
But
pity
this
like.
makes more
Yeah.
sense. This makes more sense
I like
for,
it.
You make more sense to
guys.
women, Adam. Cool. You're the coolest.
I like your answer personally better, but that makes more sense in general.
Are you gonna wink at me or something?
Whatever.
Oh.
Just move
Oh,
on.
no, I'm just kidding. All right, next question.
Should I save like the best one for
Make
last?
sure you get up to your
or-
mic. That's up to you.
Okay. All right. This one came in from my sister because I tried to ask other people. She asked, "What is the best thing about being a male, and what is the worst thing?"
Oh,
Just think, you want to let
Wow.
that you want to let that ruminate for a minute and ask.
Wow.
Should I ask another one?
no,
Well-
that's gonna take me a second.
All right.
Do you want to ask a different question?
No, I don't mind answering it. I just that's such a.
It is.
All right, I
But
can.
it might go
you know
into
what?
my next question.
I'll go for the worst thing first.
Okay.
I'll go to the worst part about being a male first. And this sounds super sappy and super cheesy, but I've said it in the past, and it's very, very honest. The worst part about being a male is the inability to have the miracle of childbirth. All right, a woman, yes, it's horrific pain. It's horrible.
Ah.
It's such a bad thing to go through. I get it, and it's difficult and painful and all that shit. But guess what? You're able to produce another what? What are you laughing at?
I'm not, no, the dog did something funny.
Yeah, you motherfucker. No, seriously though,
No.
I think
It's
that
okay.
I think
No.
that childbirth is an absolutely beautiful thing to go through. I've watched my son born, and I've helped to raise other kids as well, and that's just a beautiful thing to occur. I mean, it's an amazing thing that you guys are able to produce. I mean, granted, you need our help. I got it, but our 15 minutes of
We
work
need help. All right.
doesn't equate to your 9 months of developing. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's just an amazing thing to me. The best part about being a guy is not having to have a child.
Same thing. That's great.
Yeah, same thing.
Well, I really miss out on not having periods. No. That's probably the best thing about being a male is I don't because first of all, having a vagina is like a lot of work, as you know.
So much. So true.
Well, guys,
And
we're not
money.
responsible enough to have one of those. Ours would be rotted out and just fucking useless.
Ew.
I'm sorry.
That was an unpleasant thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet it was about guys' rotted vaginas.
That's why you can't go commando, people.
Well, that's why guys can't have vaginas.
Right, that's my point.
We just...
Right.
Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
While I was reading the next question? 'Cause
Yeah.
I got a question submitted to us this way. Sorry.
Okay,
I'll
gotcha.
cut that out. I wasn't paying
Okay.
attention.
No, it's okay.
My bad.
And I don't know if was that the best or worst, or am I done?
I don't know.
No? Are you? Is that what the girl usually asks you?
That's what your dad said.
Bazinga.
Wah,
Yes.
wah, wah. All right, we're done.
All right, we're done. You just literally did a mic drop.
It was a mic slide.
I guess like, so she can talk.
So I can talk.
She can talk. Go ahead and talk, baby. Blah, blah.
All right, next question.
All right, I got one. What is the best and worst blowjob?
Oh.
Are you asking for technique?
You know what? You guys can be
Just
maybe
tell us stories.
you just
Take it
tell
however you
stories.
want
Yeah,
to.
however you want to take
That's what your
that.
dad
You
said.
should probably say one that your girlfriend's given you for best. Just
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking more.
That was funny. She asked me, she goes, do you have dad issues?
And I would apologize up
You have
front
daddy
to Adam's
issues.
girlfriend for asking
No, it's
this
okay.
question, but I
She
gotta
knows
see.
I'm more than willing to answer these
Okay,
questions. Honestly,
good.
Okay, good.
Don't hurt him.
Tack's answer to the worst blowjob is his dad. Yeah.
It's my dad.
Tack, you go with this one first. I didn't think about. mine.
Okay, well, I guess I'll go with the story with the worst. First of all, let me just tell you, ladies, you probably go, duh. But, like, teeth is not one of the things that are involved in a blowjob.
Huh.
Did you say, huh?
Ironically.
Well,
No. Kim? No. No.
Never.
No, see, I dated this girl, and she was, like, scraping along, and I was like,
no.
what?
That's the worst.
Scraping along, I was like, and she thought the was like, oh, that's good.
Tease biting's okay.
And I was like,
Yes.
no,
All right,
I was
there
like,
you
teeth. I was like, don't you? She goes, and she was a little drunk too. She's like, no, teeth are good. And I was like, no, they're not. And she can't. She wouldn't stop.
I feel like that.
Ah,
I feel like she just
sorry.
wanted to like remind you that like she could just chop it off at any point.
You think?
You know, that's actually happened on a news article where that actually happened to a guy.
Yeah, very much.
She went crazy.
Some girls are nuts and they just want to like that's like a
This-
thing. Like girls just
this
remind you
woman
like,
had to go to
hey, I'm
No.
psychology.
We're dealing with the dick, not the nuts here.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
a blowjob.
Now that goes into my best blowjob story.
Uh oh.
No, I'm just kidding. Well, I mean, you know, it was a joke. What? Yeah. See. Well, like as far as best, I'm not gonna tell a story, but you know, technique. You have to involve the boys.
Mm-hmm.
I've had where girls like choke, and that's always a good thing. Yeah,
You like that? There is a fetish for that kind of porn.
No, I'm like, I don't want to see her choking. Like,
Okay,
you know,
good.
that's not. But I mean, like where they go down that deep enough.
I like it when she pukes on my dick.
I want to see her choose breathing over my cock. You know?
You girls asked for these questions, just say.
So-
We did.
All right.
I didn't ask for cock vomit.
wait! It's a great soundbite. Say it again.
She said.
I didn't ask for cock vomit.
That's a great band name.
Cock vomit.
We are Cock Vomit.
Yeah, you just named my metal band.
My
Welcome. You are welcome.
Let's
My
make a metal band.
I have two worst experiences, I guess I could say. One was innocent. It was young. I was 15, and
Damn.
the girl was 15 as
Get it.
well. She had braces.
Oh,
All right, which, listen, braces by themselves are not bad.
Whoa! Everybody, calm down.
Braces by themselves are not bad if she's not using her, teeth on you. But the worst part about it is that, and it only hurt for a second, it wasn't a big deal. But
Holy
she had
shit.
the little rubber bands in her braces, and
Yeah?
one popped. And it hurt like a bitch on me, but it really hurt the roof of her mouth. Like really, it snapped in her mouth and it hurt the inside of her mouth, but it hurt me too at the same time. I never got
Why
a blowjob
didn't
from
she
her again.
take the rubber bands off?
Yeah.
Good. Just,
Listen, I'm 15 at the time. I wasn't asking questions. All right, I could have cared less. The other worst story, Kim. You've heard this story before. All right, you've heard a part of this story before. Yeah.
Kim, how often are you asking them these questions?
Well, no. It was a podcast story prior to reboot.
Okay, I got
He
you. Got you.
openly tells me all this dirty little
Hey, Kim.
secrets.
Calls him up. Hey, Kim, I want to tell you a story.
Well, me and
Cool.
me and one of my exes went on a cruise, and I'm not going to go through the whole cruise story again, but we went on a cruise and we ended up hooking up with another couple. All right. I'm not a swinger, but we ended up hooking up with another couple. What, Tach?
Couple, I think,
Yeah, it's the story you think
it's
it
the
is.
story I think. Why do you have stories like this?
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha.
This to paint you guys a really quick picture of this scenario. We got drunk up on the deck before the cruise ship left. We moved it down to our suite where we're hammer drunk, gone. And then we broke the ice of, is this actually going to happen kind of conversations. So me and the other girl and my ex and the other guy and whatever. And we just had a good time. So don't get me wrong. It was a really good time. Well, somewhere throughout the process of this other girl was so inebriatedly drunk, she did not realize she had lost control of some of her bowels. Yeah.
Yeah, you heard it right. Bowels.
Yes. Well,
she had a BM.
it was really a nasty situation. She didn't know it though. She was drunk. Her husband at the time, he was drunk too. So neither one of them knew what was going on. Only me and my girl knew what was going on. So we cleaned up and, moved it into the shower and stuff like that. But this girl wanted to finish me off and she decided she wanted to go down. Well, understand what we just went through. It was not a very appealing situation. We were all clean at that point, but it was just not appealing at all.
No.
It was just completely limp noodle at that point. Like, nope, I'm sorry. That was quite nasty.
I have a personal question.
Yeah.
Is this where your issue of ninja pooping came in?
You know what?
Is this where the whole thing started?
You need to change your degree. You need to go into neuroscience.
Psychology.
You do.
You need to go into neuroscience because you just psychoanalyzed me, and I think you nailed it right on the head.
Shit out.
I see what you did there. I like it. I never actually thought
I'm thinking this one here.
I never actually thought about that before, but you're probably spot on right. That I never thought about that.
Have you thought about
Pooping is natural, people.
Have you thought about moving to Florida and being a regular on the show?
I am now.
we are having open auditions for our spot of Scarlett on the show. We used to have a female
You said
co-host.
that was mine.
Are you moving down here?
Oh.
You're in with that.
I made empty
could be
promises
one person.
earlier. Sorry,
We
dude.
could be
I
one
went by
person.
your side alone.
With that accent, listen, you're in. Just saying. The best blowjob really just comes down to technique, and technique can be taught. So, to be completely honest, every man has different preferences on what he enjoys. Tach likes to choke a bitch, I guess. I don't know. I have certain techniques, and I don't want to get graphic unless you guys really want to hear the techniques. I really don't.
It's your show.
No. Well, I don't want to sound offensive. I'm not trying to come off sounding, like a dick.
Don't let me be
That's-
the only one here. Come on
I think, just tell us. I feel like this is pretty, we're all, none of us care.
So it's
We've all seen a dick. It's not.
It's
gonna
half-
be that.
so
Wait a minute. What?
We
Wait, I don't
literally just
believe you.
talked
Wait a
about
minute.
playing with balls.
I guess that's a good point. I didn't know if you guys cared to hear about that. I don't know.
You want to tell it?
I have more questions.
Okay.
So the technique that I like the best, by far the best, is half mouth and half hands. You use a little bit of both. But the hands have to be twisting in opposite directions while
Oh my god.
Wow.
Gotta give it
So
an
you
Indian
like
burn.
to be choked.
yes.
She needs to be here. Like,
Why do you think this is my best friend?
The hands
This is my cousin. Oh my god.
the hands have to be on the shaft going in opposite directions while the girl's mouth is on top doing stuff to the other part of the yes.
Okay, I have a specific question for you guys. So I feel like a lot of guys like both mouth and hands at the same time. Is that because it's it makes you feel like you're large and it takes both?
Oh.
No.
Wow.
no, that's
It's for me it's
Whether
sensory
you are
overload.
or not, we don't know. But
no.
Nah, for me, it's sensory overload. That's what I like. It's just all that
That's
different
fair.
friction in all those different directions. You really don't know what's going on. That's like having somebody rub their hands in two different directions on your back. You really can't feel the directions. You just feel all the sensations.
it's too much all at once.
Yes,
I gotcha.
absolutely.
All right, that makes sense.
And that technique can
As
be
she makes little notes on her phone.
that technique is that technique is easily taught.
Cool. Indian sunburn. Okay.
Indian burn with your mouth.
Alright.
Indian burn ice cream cone.
I've got a couple more questions
wow.
for you over here.
You named it, baby. Good.
Go into that one question.
Should I do the intense? All right.
Yes.
All right, guys.
Intense.
I thought of this one earlier.
Oh dear.
At dinner. while
Sweet
we're eating
Jesus, what
seafood.
were you-
I don't know. Why would it?
You thought about this during dinner. Was this also with Meemaw? Is that?
Yes.
Yes, I was.
Oh my god.
She was there. So were your
One
parents.
of them They're fine.
Good God, woman.
Okay. All right. If you see, this is why I asked you this earlier. If you see your friend's penis as a man, does that change the relationship dynamic?
Depends on the situation, maybe. Give us an example of where you would see it.
It's
in my ass.
Where?
Yeah, that would change things for me a little bit.
Like, if you just see it, and you're like, okay, my friend has a huge dick or something, or hey, my friend has, a small penis. Does that change somehow, the relationship dynamic?
That's a fair question.
I'm curious. Girls, they notice, my friend has giant boobs or something. It's easier for us to notice that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Megan's laughing.
Megan, say it.
If your friend is fabulously, just monstrously huge, are you awkwardly intimidated?
Are you I'm gonna?
I don't like this use fabulous with huge. That scares me.
Are they hung
it
very well?
too. Yeah.
Bad word combination.
It's it sparkles too. It's in a girl's when you have
is it a dick that's also a vampire?
Vampire cock.
Sparkles in the sun.
You just named my gothic band. Vampire cock.
Vampire sparkling cock. Yes. All right, go ahead, Tack. You take that one.
Well, mine's pretty simple. No, it doesn't change anything. First of all, what do I care whether you're hung or not? I don't care. And I'm not gonna, if I see your dick, I'm not gonna go, holy shit. Well, okay, let me back up. Okay, I was in the Navy 8 years.
Oh, God.
He saw himself.
I was
a dick.
I'm sorry.
You see a lot of dicks?
I did. Now, that's only because, well, let me see your dick was said quite often. Okay, let me back up
What
a little
an
more.
odd thing to say. Is that hazing rituals?
Let me back up a little bit more. Okay.
Was that also said often in the showers?
Okay. That's what your dad said. Sorry. All right, so I was in submarines. Now, submarines is, well, at the time, until just recently, was all male. So it's basically a submerged frat house. Okay. So we had some good times, not like you're thinking. We had some good times out at sea. And there'd be just a lot of things, you'd be hazing, like the new kid coming in, this 18-year-old kid weighed 100 pounds, been in the Navy 8 months, doesn't know anything, first time leaving freaking, what's that town on anyway, small town,
Georgia.
Texas, whatever.
Texas, yeah.
Leavenworth. What the fuck?
Kidding, go ahead.
And so, you're like, hey, have you ever sucked a dick? Going to this kid. No, I'm not gay. Well, how do you know you're not gay? Have you ever done it?
Oh my God.
No. Well, then how do you know you don't like it? It's I've done it. I know I don't like it. I know I'm not gay. You do those kind of stupid hazing things, Yeah. Anyway.
Fucking with the new guy. Yes.
Yeah. So, and when you get a bunch of dudes out there with nothing to do, dicks just come out, balls come out, playing, you seen the movie Waiting where they do all those things. That was invented on a submarine, I'm telling you. We were doing that way before that movie came out.
Have you guys seen the movie? Movie Waiting?
It's been a while.
Where they do all the different shapes of their balls, like bat wings and goat. The goat is where a guy bends over completely and it sticks out the back.
Wait, well, what's happening?
It's the movie Waiting.
I don't think
That also had Ryan Reynolds, right?
Ryan Reynolds,
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds' dick is sticking out.
Actually, in his new movie, you see his junk.
Yes, you do.
And
All right.
And that is his junk. He was interviewed about it. It's his junk.
Yeah, it's his.
The dude's got a fucking elephant trunk. I'm just saying.
Good for him.
So, I don't remember why I told this story.
You just wanted to confess some
I just wanted to confess.
gay sexual
I've
activities.
seen a lot of dicks. Oh, no.
But it
I remember.
didn't change your perspective on it hurting.
No, it didn't change anything. But so I was going to say, wow, I'm not going to look at your dick and go, wow, you're big. But I remember doing that, because we had this one kid that was this dopey kid. He was probably 6 foot, but weighed 80 pounds. Just dorky kid. But he had a fucking hammer. This thing soft was this long. That was just soft. And it would just amaze us all. So we'd be pull your dick out, dude. Show this guy. And he'd be okay.
It's show
and he
and
would
tell.
pull it down, and it would be holy shit, Johnny Pendulum, this kid.
Yeah.
And we're oh
And
my
you-
God.
And you still keep in contact with him?
You want his number? I'll talk to you later.
I'm right here, Tag. Gained a little bit more weight than 80 pounds.
But no, it doesn't really change anything.
I don't know. I think it does for me a little bit. It more justifies things for me. I had a friend that that I knew about 10 or 12 years ago. And he was a jock. He was your alpha male guy. So the guy you guys would see in a bar, and he's the guy trying to show off in front of the girls. All right. And he was a bigger dude, not fat, but pretty muscular guy, just a bigger football player looking kind of guy. And we nicknamed him Swoop. All right. So his nickname was Swoop because the idea behind it is you'd be talking to a girl, and here comes Johnny.
Swooping in.
He's swooping in, takes the girl away from you while you're talking to him. He's that kind of an alpha male.
Wow.
And about a year after I first met him and started hanging out with him, he became my roommate, and we had a pool. We lived on the river. It was fucking awesome. And I saw his dick one day. Just happened to see it. He was changing shorts outside the pool. And he's hung like this guy. He's got seriously, even aside of porn, the biggest dick I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
Soft. He wasn't erect or anything. And then all of a sudden it clicked. I'm like, it makes sense now why, he's got a lot of confidence. He carries himself real well. Girls seem to really like, repeat offenders. Yes. Because, think of a Red Bull can. That was the circumference and a little bit longer than that, really. Just the biggest dick I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. It more justified.
I was
anything.
really hoping for the small dick story out of that guy.
Yeah, no, that guy was hung like he was your typical guy though. That's your typical alpha male. I would have appreciated a tiny dick too. I wish he had an Oliver sized dick, but it didn't work out that way. I was never
puppy dick.
I was never intimidated by it, but it justified things in my mind. Like, oh, okay. That explains a lot. That tells me exactly what I needed to know.
That would intimidate the shit out of me. I'd be like,
He told me he's been told that girls have turned him down because
Yeah.
they don't,
they're like,
they don't want
damn.
that.
it won't fit, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not going to fit.
Yep.
At that point, I
Alright.
just give him a blowjob and be
I'm
like,
just
okay,
gonna-
I'm done.
With teeth.
Comment,
No.
diesel fuel.
Not with teeth like that. What? Okay, so
That must be
here's
an
a
inside
story.
joke.
I told
Here's
you
a
guys the
story
diesel
for
joke
you.
Does
earlier.
that have something to do with like
Oh.
DSL diesels?
No, here's a
Diesel
story
gals?
about Dirty Shirley.
Dirty
Oh,
Shirley
Yeah.
lips? I don't know.
So,
No, this is actually about
Well,
diesel
This is
fuel,
actually
people.
about
can
diesel.
I share this story?
Yeah, you can share this.
Okay, so we're all at dinner, and with family, my
Meemaw
cousins,
again?
Meemaw.
Me, Mom.
my grandma, and her folks were there. My aunt and my uncle there. My aunt and uncle is your
Your
aunts
uncle?
too.
I don't know.
Cousin brothers.
I don't know, cousin.
Something.
Sister
We're all
wives.
related.
I don't know.
My
Anyway.
dad was making dirty jokes too. That's where I get my dirty mouth.
I know, but he wasn't sure if he was allowed to at that table because Grandma was sitting there.
He still did it.
I know he did. We were talking about cars, taking care of the car, leasing a car. Well, Dirty Shirley's first car, she didn't know what kind of gas to put in her car, if it was diesel or
It
regular.
was a mistake.
It was
What kind of car was it?
It was like a
It
little.
did,
I don't know.
it was a
Little-
normal
That was
everyday
that was your
car.
first.
What was it, Megan? You know cars better than I do.
Well,
Get up on the mic.
I want to say you had like a Chevy
Sorry.
Cruze or something.
well, it
It
definitely
was a little Buick.
Regal.
Yes.
But it was like one of the newer ones where they try to make it
It was a little.
not
it was a cute. It was
attractive
a nice
to
little
old
car.
people.
Yeah. So, wait, rendezvous?
Did Matthew McConaughey come with it?
I
No.
was.
It's Buick. Oh no, he drives
He's
Lincolns.
Lincoln, yeah.
Well, yeah.
All
I
right,
was
all right,
a-
all right. I
Yeah.
got it.
I was across the
Okay.
state. It was across the state in Michigan, and I was coming back, and luckily I already had a half tank, but I filled up the other half with diesel, and then I
Yes.
tried to make the trek back.
Stupid diesel in this
Yes.
rental car.
But-
no, it was not a rental car. It was my car, my first car.
Oh,
Yeah.
Now, here's what her father says. He goes,
I got a big dick. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, Kim.
This is what I've been waiting for all night. What did your dad say?
God dang
Too much
it.
buildup.
I'm sorry.
Okay, just kidding.
Hi-yo!
Hey,
That's tack. He hasn't been with a girl in some
hey,
time.
you know
Just-
what? If I'm giving a guy a blowjob, I'm going to make
Whoa,
sure he
this is-
doesn't finish that
Where did
fast.
that-
Is this about her dad?
Track.
This story just took. This story just got way better.
What are you doing with your uncle dad?
No, not. I just went side note. Side note.
Okay, just tell us what he said already.
Coolest dad ever.
Jesus.
Adam. All right. So he goes, what is it? He said
Diesel
they have
pumps are bigger.
diesel pumps are bigger to keep people from putting diesel in these
Yeah, that makes sense.
diesel cars, right? Well,
Shirley over
Shirley
here.
over here. Yes, thank you, Megan.
I
Go
got.
ahead, says-
Don't worry, I got it in. It was just,
It was a little
it
tough
was-
to
what
get
your
in there,
dad
but I jammed it in.
Jammed it in.
Oh my god.
I made it work.
Oh.
That's what your dad said. This is overload. I can't take it.
I am just laughing. I'm holding my eyes. I'm holding my mouth, and I just look at them and I go, "That's what she said."
So what happened to your car, by the way? Did it blow up? What happened to it?
Oh, it's fine. I had to pull over and sleep at my sister's place halfway in between where I was going.
Wait, did it like stutter and shut off? And
It was, it was making me a little worried that I was gonna like blow up, but
well, which is a very good possibility. I mean,
yeah, I was fine. I'm not really worried about it.
They got
She
away
doesn't
with
have that
it.
car anymore.
They got
Oh,
away
yeah.
with it when they returned it to the dealership.
Yeah, they didn't know.
They had no idea
no shit.
until
I'm a
now.
very lucky being.
Right?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah,
Yeah, Irish.
putting diesel in a non-diesel engine can seriously do some damage to it, like
Yeah.
catching
it was
the
like
engine on
puttering,
fire.
and I was like, I felt like I was in one of those old cartoons where the truck is just like moving like a weird little like like black and white
Yeah.
motion. Yeah, exactly.
The problem with that is that you were shooting diesel gas out the back of your tailpipe. Giant fireballs, I'm sure, were coming out the back, and the drivers behind you were like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Well, I ended up turning. Like I was like, I just kept driving though. I was like, well, I'm gonna get there though. Like, I'm not gonna pull over here.
Tack,
That's
is
ridiculous.
this the mentality of Michigan drivers?
I don't know.
Is that what this is? Are
Wait,
we-
I
did
don't
you
know.
use the turn
I was
signal?
like, I don't know anyone here. I'm not gonna sleep here. What am I gonna do here? So I was like, well,
that's funny.
obviously I'm gonna drive to my sister's place. Like, hopefully I make it.
How much longer did you have to go?
Like an hour. I don't know.
what?
Oh wow!
It's a 2.5 hour drive home, so I stopped halfway, like hour and 15. So
You
In
are
snow,
one-
uphill both ways.
Barefoot.
All right, damn it.
Yeah, I think my mom grew up there.
Do you guys have any more questions for the Guy-a-ry?
Oh yes.
Was there one?
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I wrote them
Oh,
down.
yes.
Oh yes.
Oh,
Okay.
This is
all right.
distracting. She keeps getting more excited, and her dress keeps coming higher and higher. I'm doing the best I
All
can.
I
to be
don't
a-
believe you.
I'm doing the best I can to be a
All right,
gentleman.
you guys ready?
That's why I've got that on my lap.
Running with a dick.
What?
Running with a dick?
Running with a dick.
Well, that was
Does
the most
it
action
get
I got
in
in
the
a long
way?
time, by the way. Sorry. I
Does it get in the way? It's kind of like the sitting on your balls question.
Well, so that question would be good if Tack and I exercised, but we don't.
you're a bunch of fat asses.
You don't think
How
I
are you
exercise?
Like
losing
even like
weight?
walking, like does it just get in your way at all? Like you just, I feel like
ever just like
I
So,
feel like
all right.
guys should waddle. Like what?
Does it just slap your legs when you walk?
Yeah, definitely. There are absolutely times that both the dick and balls get in the way. There's no question. It's an inconvenience for
No,
sure.
it is absolutely an inconvenience. There's a lot
Yeah.
of times where it's just, I just want to cut it off sometimes. I swear. It's just, it gets in the way. It's fucking annoying.
So you girls have used this little restroom in here, this bathroom, this
Yeah,
little
thank
restroom in here. The toilet seat that was here with this house is a small toilet seat. Now, again, I am not, hung like those stories of, giant dicks. It's difficult when you sit down to use the restroom and you don't fit. All right, I want you to think of the front. This is not something you guys would ever have to even worry about.
What
Think
do
of
you
the front
mean you
of.
don't fit. Are you trying to sit in your toilet?
Well, if you're using the restroom,
Okay.
if you're ninja
all right.
shitting,
So,
if you're
He's
trying to
talking
ninja
about
shit, you
sitting down.
you gotta
peeing.
muffin stuff your dick and
all right,
balls in
sitting
there.
Down pee. All right.
Yeah.
That needed.
Well, I mean, there are other things that happen on the toilet other than just pee, and I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Ninja shitting.
Yes, ninja shitting, exactly. Yeah, but no, definitely they get in the way all the time. You get used to it though, so when you're like running. Speaking of this, we just talked about this last week. NFL Combine. Do you guys know what the NFL Combine is? It's where the the college athletes go to this combine to show off their talents for recruiters and the upcoming NFL draft. So it's a bunch of seniors in college.
Show off.
Yeah, that are running and doing exercises and catching footballs and whatever. Well, one of the guys was running, one of the big running backs was running down the track, and his dick and balls popped straight out of his shorts. He was wearing compression shorts,
Oh yeah.
and it literally,
Oh, yeah,
just,
I saw those
it split
memes.
open, and his junk was just all, and he falls to the ground, and he slides across the AstroTurf, and you hear the mic on him, because his coach runs up to him, he goes, "Sorry, boss, my dick fell out." It was, it was hilarious.
There's a lot of memes about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do that at work one day.
What? Tell my boss, "Sorry, boss, my dick fell out."
Yep.
Yes.
All right, got it.
I told you I was in the Navy, right?
Ooh.
the dog fell out of his bed.
Do you
It
think?
happened.
Okay. Real question. Philosophy question, or not philosophy, but psychology.
Get on the
question
mic.
here.
Oh
Ready?
boy.
Maybe this is my actual passion, people. But yeah, okay. Do you think because it's like in your way and you're just like, do you think that makes you think about it more and that's why guys like think about sex more?
No. Wait, what are we talking about?
Yeah, I think
Thinking about
Having-
where our
yeah,
dick
like,
is?
having it like be in your way, like do you
No.
think that makes you think
That
about
has
sex more?
nothing to do with sex at all. Nothing. Has to do with just like being.
Your dick doesn't have anything to do with sex.
Mine doesn't.
Tax doesn't.
Mine
Damn
doesn't.
it. Damn it, you stole my thunder.
I beat you to my
Mother-
dick joke.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, I beat you to shaming me and my dick for you. I don't know. Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
What?
It's an additional appendage. It's an advantage.
You?
An advantage, what?
Your dick being bothering you throughout the day makes you think of sex?
Well, no, it being there. It just being present. Yes, I think so.
No, wait. What was the question?
I said, okay, like having it like in your way, like does it make you think of it more?
Oh,
and,
like meaning
why
like
to
because
have
we
sex
have
more?
to deal with it more?
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's different than what I was
Like ours is
thinking.
like more like tucked in. We don't really have to think about it unless we want to. Like
That's an interesting question, though. That like maybe that's why guys think about sex more than women.
Well, think about it. If you're driving to work and there happens to be a sign in your way that talks about yogurt, well, suddenly you're thinking about yogurt. With guys, that thing's just in the way all the time. So
We have to constantly adjust, and you women are always like, "What are you playing with yourself?"
yeah, I was gonna say, like if
No,
if
we're not
we had to
playing with
adjust our
ourselves.
vaginas, we'd probably think about it a little bit more too.
Situate that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Kim, stop adjusting your vagina over there.
God, Kim.
You know what, though? That brings up an opposite question. So, not all vaginas are equal.
This is true.
There are
Right.
Very
there are
true.
vast differences in the shape and
Cavernous?
the yes
Cavernous
and the
vaginas.
Snagglepuss.
and the protrusions. All right. Have you ever heard that term, meat
The
curtains? Yes.
Yeah, meat drapes.
What is it? No,
Yes.
meat drapes or what?
So
what's
casually.
My favorite one.
I haven't heard any of these yet.
Like, roast beef Dangleys.
I like
That
that.
sounds like something like your aunt would bring to like the church luncheon.
That sounds like something you would order at Subway.
My-
Can I
Did
get
you
fr-
bring your roast beef danglies
My older
today?
sister referred to it that as once, and I can't think of it as anything else anymore. And I cannot to this day eat roast beef. I just can't.
Nice.
don't eat that.
I love this dog.
Megan, you're actually not petting his belly, you're stroking his dick. You just might want to
It's his belly.
All right, more questions or no? Are you guys done or you have any more?
I think I have more. Wait.
Oh my god.
I know I have so many.
This is
All right.
awesome.
This is the best version of the Guy-a-ry.
All right.
No gonorrhea, but Guy-a-ry we've ever done.
It sounds
these
like
ones are
maybe
sappy.
like a pill, like
This
a
was from,
cure
like, a
for
girl
gonorrhea
group.
or some shit.
No, that's my cocks are flopping.
This one's from like a group of girls, like our like group text. So this is sappy. But okay, what to you guys sets a girl apart from like a group, or like what's the first thing you notice? Like those can kind of go in the same.
What's the first? Repeat the question. What's the?
What sets a girl apart if you see like a group of girls like at a bar or something?
Oh, okay.
What's the first thing you notice about a
Yeah.
girl, I guess?
See, I've been.
Wait,
This taps into a little bit into something I've been studying since I've been single. So I'll go second on this question. I want to hear what Tack has to say
I'm
first.
confused on the question.
What
In
sets
a
a girl
group
apart
of
in a group?
girls?
Yeah, like if you see like a group of girls at a bar, like what one like
Stands out
stands out to you and why?
physically. Is that what you,
Sure, I
there
mean
we go.
like whatever makes it like. Is it
Oh, like
loud?
would that be
What's
an
happening?
answer? Like physically would be an answer?
Sure, like part of it, I guess. Whatever.
I don't know. It's a case by case basis. I don't know. I'm not sure what. It depends. Like, am I interacting with them, or do I just see them at a mall?
Either one. Like
at a bar, mall, wherever girls gather.
what makes you want to like
A female prison. Yeah.
whatever makes you like want to
A
approach
library?
Okay. I've already got this one ready. I got this one ready to
Well,
go.
then why? Then go.
All right.
I'm-
So I studied, and Kim knows this because Kim talked me through this quite a bit and helped me on my game and my technique a little bit. But I was single I've been divorced from my ex-wife since December of 2014. And she's my best friend, but I've been single and, I'm a little bit older single guy. I'm 36. At the time, I was 35 when I was divorced.
Jesus.
So getting back out into the scene again is not as easy as it is for a young 20, maybe 22, 23, 24-year-old guy. So I needed to work on my technique a little bit. And Kim gave me some advice along this way, but I did a lot of reading. I did a lot of trial and error. And a group set is what they call that in the pickup, in how to pick up women and how to pick up groups of people. A group set is very easy to identify different characters inside the group. There's always usually an alpha female. All right, just like in the alpha male roles, there's usually always a girl who's like maybe she thinks she is, but she usually leads the conversations or the places you go, or the encouragement to talk to guys, or whatever the activity happens to be. There's usually always a single girl that's the alpha female. I know it sounds funny. It sounds
I know
odd.
what you mean.
It makes sense now that
I know what you
I
mean.
just have never thought about it like that before.
Correct.
I think our group of friends back home, there's not really one.
But like 6.
Yeah.
Let's reverse that for a guy. All right. So I want you to think of a guy seeing that group of girls. What he has to do if he wants to approach anyone in that little wolf pack of girls, he has to identify who that alpha female is. He has to win her over. He has to, no matter if she's his target or not, he has to win over her approval. And then unanimously, when he's won her approval, the rest of the girls in that group will also subconsciously give their approval as well. Now, that doesn't mean that all these girls want this guy. What that means is he has the ability now to approach anyone in that small wolf pack of girls because he sought the approval and got it. It is 100% subconscious, but it works. Now, what attracts me to a girl in a group like that is somebody who's having fun. It really breaks down to that. It doesn't have to be the 10, all right? The 1 out of 10, a 10. It doesn't have to be the skinniest girl. It doesn't have to be any of those characteristics. Now, she can't be a troll, but we got to understand.
Well, damn.
Somebody that's having fun is the most attractive thing to me. Somebody who looks like they could carry on a conversation, who looks like they're somewhat intelligent, who isn't obviously drunk and falling over, but somebody who's going to have fun is what's attractive to me.
I agree with that 100%. Yeah. The one who has the most fun, the one who doesn't have a stick up her ass.
Usually that alpha female, by the way, is a bitch. Usually. She's the difficult one to break.
So yeah, that's why when I was like, I'm not intentionally mean to like other girls. I'm not like a girl hater.
No.
But like.
All right, so I had a question submitted via text. And I'm not going to read the person's name that submitted this, but she asked a question that's for her as well as one of her girlfriends that she works with.
Little teeth. Sorry.
little
fronts.
As a relationship gets older, so as you grow with your relationship with your significant other, not everybody stays the same shape as they were when they were, at the beginning of the relationship when the sparks were flying and everything.
Very true.
Women, I guess, according to this, women could get more self-conscious about their weight and about the way that they look. So appearing completely naked in front of their man is more difficult for them as they get older and I don't know, I guess bigger or more out of shape or whatever.
Wait a second. What was this face you just did?
What is the question?
Well,
that's the longest text ever, by the way. Longest text ever.
I'm improvising because I don't want to be obvious about who's asking the question.
Okay.
No, but I just didn't know what this face that Dirty Shirley did over here.
That was that happens?
The question boils.
I was like,
the question boils down
wow.
to: so does love in a relationship overshadow a woman getting bigger, getting saggier throughout the years of a marriage and a relationship? So that really boils down to the psychology of a man and attraction. So I think so. I think love overshadows just about everything. Because to be honest, I think it's more sexy for a woman to be super comfortable around her man and not have to worry about anything except shitting. That can't happen.
Shits happen, people. Get over it.
Dirty Shirley is not liking me with this ninja shitting thing.
Women poop. All people poop. There's a book about it.
Everybody
Nonsense.
poops.
Yeah,
Nope.
there you go.
That's the book. That's the book.
Everybody, everything.
Even the dog.
Look, I'm not
the dog poops.
I'm not naive enough to think that women don't actually poop. Here's my thing.
On-air people.
I want to have the illusion of it never happening. Is that wrong?
Yes. I'm gonna tell you. I'm okay.
So you want a
So
bleached
eventually-
asshole?
No, I don't need that.
There are girls who are perfectly fine with that. I, however, am not one of them, but, that there's plenty of girls that would work with.
So if for some reason you and your girlfriend were making out and everything, and she goes, "Oh, hang on, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick," you don't want to know
I mean,
what she did in case for some reason you guys want to have anal or something.
I'm a little uncomfortable right now. It's making my palms sweat.
Okay, yeah, maybe don't have specifics about the girlfriend.
Yeah, I don't want to.
No, not about her. No,
I don't
just
wanna
know.
the situation is.
Yeah.
So what if you guys went out to a big dinner and you guys come home and you're obviously in the bathroom taking a shit?
Well, guys are supposed to be gross.
And, like, what is she gonna do? Like, she's gonna go outside and, like, pretend it's not happening and, like, take a shit on the side of the wall or something?
What the hell is your brain?
I mean,
There's only one bathroom.
naivety aside, I understand your question. However, that doesn't mean emergencies happen. It's about to happen on TAC. That doesn't mean that I like it any more or any less. I just think that the sanctity of, how should I put it? Women are beautiful. That whole act is not to me. I want to remain that mental.
Maybe, you don't know.
I do know.
Feel better.
It's not pretty.
I do know. You remember my cruise story? I do know. I saw that firsthand. It is not pretty.
And that's where your horrors began.
I think you guys might be right. I took every swan folded towel on that cruise ship and covered that nastiness up. All right.
And then you tipped. Did you tip the guy $100 and say go away?
Yeah.
That never happened.
Wow.
Well, yeah. So I gathered it up while the other 3 of them were taking a shower and found my room guy and said, here, please don't ever speak of this again, and gave him $100.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yep. That story cost me those friends, by the way. They defriended me.
Because you spoke of it publicly.
Yeah. Well, we promised never to talk about that whole experience.
To each other.
Yeah.
You know,
All right.
That's not that.
Do you guys have any more questions for the Guy-a-ry?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
Mm-mm.
No? All right. Well, let's take another break, and we'll come back and wrap up Living Podcariously. All right. So we're going to take a break. Got to take Oliver out so he can take a piss, and we will be right back. Thanks for listening.
Dun, dun, dun.
Check out our new sponsor, Last Drop Vape. They make a premium e-liquid line that is simply fantastic. I vape a lot and use Last Drop Vape's blueberry and strawberry cream. They also have a chocolate that is spot on.
All of Last Drop Vape's premium e-liquids are proudly made in the USA. Their e-juice is bottled in a clean, certified, laboratory-used and 100% FDA-compliant machinery, meeting AEMSA standards and future FDA regulations.
Visit them at lastdropvape.com or on Facebook at facebook.com/lastdropvape.
If you are interested in becoming a distributor, you can contact them at their website under the wholesaler section. Thank you for listening to Living Podcariously. We're going to wrap up episode number 4 here with our wonderful guests. Obviously, Kim Kennedy in studio, her friend and cousin friend Megan, and Dirty Shirley. So we'll.
What up?
What up?
So they were just commenting in the break on receiving. Well, all right. Let me back this whole train up. Tack snagged Megan's phone to look at a picture and just started scrolling through pictures. And
No, technically, I snagged your phone to put in the podcast and the podcast app and all that. And then I said, "Hey, can I look through your pictures?" And she goes, "I don't care." I said, "Is there going to be anything naked in there?" She's like, "Maybe." So I took it.
It was a little creepy, Tack. Was it girls?
Was that creepy? Well, she didn't seem to care. There was nothing in there.
She's from Michigan. They won't ever see you again, right?
Pretty much.
That's not what you said earlier. No, I'm just kidding. So anyway,
that brought up the topic of girls getting, I guess, random pictures of guys' dicks.
Uninvited dick pics.
Uninvited? What, like your friends on your friends list, or do you just receive random text from a random number you have no idea?
Do you want to hear a story?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, she's got a good story.
So, I think I told you this story at the Waffle House.
You may have, yeah.
Oh, the waffle.
You got a dick pic at a Waffle House?
Once again, another dinner story. Was
Dick and
Mama
waffles,
there?
I don't know.
That might make it
Mama
more
was not
pleasant,
there.
you know?
So I was out dancing, and I love dancing. Like, I literally love dancing. It's one of my favorite, things to go out and do. And, so I was out dancing, and, me and my friend got a little more wasted than we expected to, as
It happens. Shit happens.
And anyways, and this guy was not like harassing me, but just kind of like being very persistent. And, anyway, so finally I was like, whatever, like, I'll give him my number. And, like, a lot of girls feel differently about that. Like, I'll give him a fake number or just tell him to go away or whatever. But whatever. So I just gave him my number. I didn't think anything, would come of it, really. But come of it.
Giggity. I see what you did
But,
there. Sneaky.
yeah. Okay, anyways, so, so the next day I had to go back to school and it's like 2.5 hour drive. So I'm driving and I didn't realize I was getting like text messages, like on text messages, just like,
Somebody's blowing your phone up.
berating me with text messages. Yeah. And I was like, anyway, I get there. I get to my destination 2.5 hours later and I have like, I don't know, maybe like 15 text messages.
Holy shit.
And, yeah. So I get there and I've got all these text messages and, it's like, hey, this is so-and-so from last night, blah, blah. And I'm like, who the fuck?
Hey, girl. Hey, girl.
Anyway, and, he was like, just all over me about it. And I was like, well, this is first of all pretty unattractive that you like send me 1 billion messages in the course of like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, slightly obsessive.
Yeah. You don't even know me very well.
Did it
yet.
start with hey girl and end with fuck you whore?
Basically, honestly, that's pretty much it. But no, so he
That's what I do. No.
Oh, all right, well,
This bitch over here.
But yeah, so he starts getting pissed that I'm not responding. He's like, well, whatever, your loss, and just sends me a dick pic.
Was he at least well off down there?
Well, the thing is, you can't tell because it's just of his dick, so there's no comparison of like what
Okay.
else is going
There
on.
wasn't a
here.
ruler next to
And to be
it.
honest, it looked kind of weird, so I was like, what?
Your lot. This is what you could have had,
Yeah.
whore.
Some wonky ass dick, but no. No.
I was like, wow, my loss for sure.
Do you guys do Tinder and those other dating apps?
I've tried it. I've deleted it about as many times as I've downloaded it. So,
Yeah.
That would make sense.
yeah.
I had for the longest
Which is
time.
a lot.
And I'm not a guy that does dick pics. I mean, I've had girls that have requested them, but I'm not a guy that
Really?
like
All right.
is a proponent for them.
Right. I've sent them, but I've never sent them without them asking.
Right.
you know?
Yeah, it's
Do
never
girls ask for dick pics?
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Lot. Yes. I'm no longer in the dating scene, but Tach is, and Tach's doing Tinder now as well, and a couple of other dating apps.
What's your phone number?
But I took a picture for a girl that I was dating at the time, and it was a dick pic, but it was actually a pretty decent regular, like if you don't consider the dick in it. I had a nice shirt on, and I thought it was a good looking picture. Well,
He's trying to like dress up nicely for his.
I thought it looked good.
I'm a classic dick pic kind of guy.
I had a lit candle in the
The mood was great.
There's some like lotion in the
I had a
back.
glass of wine. I mean,
Well,
Some rose petals scattered everywhere.
the funnier part was
And my dick in it.
I don't know why you can't give birth. I'm sorry, Adam.
a buddy of mine
Oh, shit.
back in the day was he sold these weight loss powders, like a protein shake type weight loss powder stuff. And I lost like 50 pounds, and he wanted to do a before and after picture of his clients that did that well.
And
So-
that's for dick pics?
Well, hang on. I gave him that pic, but it was
better.
cropped.
Okay.
All right. So I had a before and after, and I was a little bit lighter than I am now, but it was a before and after. And he used that picture, and it went up on all these national publications of before and after using this product. And he didn't know what the picture was, but me and my friend Josh, and Kim knows Josh, we were the only two people that knew, and the picture wasn't for Josh Tach. But he and I were the only ones that knew that it was a dick pic. The two of us were the only ones that knew.
Oh,
and
I
then,
knew
That
later
it was
on.
originally.
Kim knew later on.
I knew
You never
much
saw the
later
original,
on.
did you?
No, I did not.
Oh. Well, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm proud of that. That's not. What are you snapping at?
He's like, it's art.
I was very proud of that picture. It painted
Why
me
do
in
you keep-
very good light.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you sent it to the wrong chick.
Oh!
I've sent it to like 4 chicks now.
Ah, wrong poor chick.
No,
No, this one has it, and she's shown
You haven't
like
seen the
everybody.
picture.
That's
She's
like-
shown like everybody. at
You haven't
work.
seen the
Yeah.
picture.
I don't care. It's okay. Look, I have no problems with it at all.
You haven't seen it. I mean, he had a nice shirt on. He's got it framed. You haven't been in the
Oh,
bathroom
he
yet, have
actually
you?
looks nice. He had it down as a Facebook profile.
It was a Facebook profile of mine too. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
The chopped
Cropped.
version, right?
The
I
Of
can't
course.
say that I've ever been.
Oh, fuck. I know what picture you're talking about.
Do you?
I have seen it. Because you showed it.
I won't show you the dick.
No,
unless
I
wanna
showed
see
you
it,
the
but-
cropped version. Yeah, that's right.
I'll
yeah.
show you the cropped
He
version.
did have a nice shirt. Yeah.
It looked
remember.
good. It wasn't
It
bad.
looked pretty good.
Oh God, that's
It,
funny.
it looked like a typical bathroom selfie, but it looked like he was desperate to try and make it look good.
Wow. That was
There
for
it is.
everyone.
This is the cropped version.
There's just a schlong sticking out on the bottom there.
No, that's on
I remember
Facebook.
it.
That's Facebook itself. That's not a bad picture.
No, but your facial expression,
Exactly,
I can
and
You
I'm
can
just
tell.
trying
I
to-
can tell that it's a
There's
dick
a
pic
dick out in
by
there.
your
You know
facial
it.
expression.
Yeah.
Somebody called you out on that. Somebody said, "Hey, look at this picture," and somebody goes,
My buddy Josh did, yeah.
"Yeah." Somebody
you know
goes,
Josh,
"Your
yeah.
dick's
You're
out in
like,
that picture."
yeah,
isn't
that's
it?
me.
Yep, pretty much. Kim, you're about to fall asleep over there, aren't
No,
you?
I'm not.
You want to see a dick pic to wake you up?
No.
Just kidding. Tack on it.
All right.
Whip it out.
I think I have her number.
All right, well, let's wrap up the show. Kim, do you want to give a plug for 26.2?
Go back to the playground. Go to 26.2 CrossFit and get in the best shape of your life. We have a great program there. We have a 30-day nutritional challenge, and we also have a beginner's CrossFit class. In fact, every Saturday morning at 9 o'clock till 10, it's a free class for anyone who wants to show up. We also have daycare. Be there.
Really, you have daycare.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. Well, so Tack and I just did some editing on the first commercial spot we're going to give to you to present to, you know, the management there to decide if they want to be sponsors and advertisers with Living Podcariously, and potentially the Twisted 10, Taint Funny, as well as Unsquish the Fish, a Miami Dolphins fan
I'm
podcast.
sorry, unsquish the fish.
Miami Dolphins fan podcast. Yes, that's a business partner of
Okay.
ours.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I just like its name.
Yeah, it was very alliterative. It came off very well, and it's very fucking popular.
Do they have T-shirts?
He doesn't have anything yet. I don't think he has any merchandise. No merchandising yet for Ron.
I kind of want to get like a cup with that and just.
Unsquish the
Okay,
fish.
we'll
Yeah.
tell him. Yeah,
Squish the
but he
fish.
does a podcast. If you're into sports, especially Miami Dolphins, that's what that podcast is about.
You should make little fish
Hockey.
bowls.
Yeah.
Unsquish the fish.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? This is going right to him, so he'll hear all of that. He listens to the show. He used to be a host of the show as well. But
Aw.
all right, girls, if you have anything you want to plug, any kind of animal shelters or foundations or
Ooh.
cancer societies or anything at all, you guys are more than welcome.
ASPCA, Make-A-Wish Foundation.
ASPCA and Make-A-Wish, both of them. Yeah, all right.
I was gonna say any other ones I could just list off.
There's so many things.
Give you a good example. One of the people who helped us with some of our graphics on our Facebook and for some of our website supports. He's supports because he's had some personal experience with his family with a place called fredhutch.org. It's a cancer, AIDS, and HIV research agency. And so I give him plugs to that all the time. So you go and make a $5 or $10 or $20 donation, and you can put it in the name of someone else as well. So you can pay the $10 or $20 or whatever, and they'll receive the card saying thank you for your donation in the amount of XYZ. So check out fredhutch.org. Again, that's a friend of ours that has dealt with them directly, and they're a really good foundation. A lot of these places too, I don't know if you ever noticed, but some of those, and I don't want to name any of them specifically because I don't know the report, but like let's say American Red Cross, only like 1% of their earnings go to support the families and victims of what they say they're supposed to be supporting.
That's
There's
the
a
same
list
thing.
of them out there
Yeah,
that
that's
are
the same thing with Susan. The
Susan B.
racing-
Komen?
Yeah, I think it's less than 5% actually goes to cancer
Wow, really?
research. Mm-hmm. The rest is
Allegedly. Well, let's
Yes,
just make sure we say
allegedly.
allegedly. We don't know for sure, but
yeah, no, allegedly.
We don't want living vicariously sued from
No.
Susan B. Komen. Susan B. Cohen, yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of them that are that way. There's some that are really good, like the Salvation Army, Goodwill is supposed to be one of the worst. Supposed to be. That all of their margins are built on you donating furniture and clothes and then them selling them for a profit, and the money is going to this fucking CEO getting $200 million a year for Goodwill. Whatever. Anyway, so you girls have anything you want to plug?
My friend's business.
Sure, go for it.
Limitless.
Get up there on
What is
the...
it?
There you go.
Limitless Design and Apparel. They sell t-shirts and they can do custom orders and all sorts of stuff.
Is this out of Michigan?
Yeah, it is.
They have a website URL?
Yeah, they do. What is it? I don't know. They've got a Facebook page. If you just go to Limitless Design and Apparel.
Limitless Design and Apparel. You know, we have to do some merchandising for our show. Do they do like custom orders so
Yeah.
I can give them our logo and the colors and the choices that we want, and they can make us...
They can design it for you too.
Is it everything? Is it other things other than t-shirts and apparel? Is it like coffee mugs and fish bowls or whatever?
I'm sure you could ask. Yeah, I'm sure you could ask. They do. I know they do like stickers and stuff. So I don't know.
Because we don't have a guy for that yet. Just saying, we don't. We need a guy.
Go ahead and ask.
You got a guy. We need a guy.
Sure they would work with you for it.
I ain't got a guy.
All right.
You don't have a guy?
I ain't got a guy.
Well, cool. Do they specialize
Tech
in
needs
any?
a guy.
I need a guy.
Tech needs a guy. Yeah.
Hey.
Well, they're out of MSU, so they make a lot of MSU t-shirts.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
MSU, Michigan State University.
Mm-hmm. They're both
Go
gonna be graduating.
Beavers.
They're pretty
What's
cool.
the mascot?
Spartans.
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 Blackhawks.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
I don't know.
Black Hawks.
Black Cocks.
Black Hawks. That is
Black
the
Hawks. That's Chicago.
No, I said Buckhawks. I don't know.
Wow. Okay. Wow. You just
Tach is
caused
not a
lot of
sports guy.
tension here.
No.
You're about to get your ass kicked, Tech.
But they get stripes. Blackhawks. Black cock down.
Speaking of which, that's the kind of dick pic I got.
Really? Are you into the brothers?
Whoa.
No, it's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm not like.
You're non-discriminatory.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not like specifically into one or another, but yeah, I mean I'm not like opposed.
Okay. No, that's awesome.
Are you into redheads?
I told you earlier, I do like the redhead.
You just said redhead. We were talking about women at the time, so
Well, in general, I like red hair. It's fun.
it's fun.
It is.
Was that fun?
That was really fun.
She was
She
rubbing
stroked my head.
Tach's
I was gonna say,
Buddha head.
The kid
My
I was
head.
interested in for a long time has the red
True. Hey, girl.
hair. You know him. I'm not gonna say his name on the friggin' internet. Recycle, people.
Remember to recycle.
Recycle.
Oh.
Hey, what's that piece on Earth?
But really.
Peace on earth. Goodwill. All right.
Well, it was a good show, man.
Yeah,
good
that
show.
was
I
fun.
enjoyed all the ladies stopping by.
Do we actually tell the audience that they were topless the entire time? Should we not tell that?
They were totally.
I feel like there should be like a
The whole time.
a girl version of like Suns Out, Guns Out.
Yep.
But like for boobs.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Well, we'll just leave that up to the audience. If you wanted to watch us on Periscope, you should have done it live. We had Periscope streaming the whole time, but missed out. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/livingpodcariously. Our website is livingpodcariously.com. We would absolutely love it if you gave us 5 stars on iTunes. Give us a review in there as well.
Subscribe, rate, and review.
And then tell some friends. This we're homegrown. We don't spend a lot of money on marketing and advertising. We would prefer word of mouth, especially for you U of F fans, because apparently Derek is doing a pretty good job spreading the word up there. Because I've had a few emails from some U of F fans or U of F students. Excuse me. Hit us up, guys. Let's have a little bit of some college representation if you're with a fraternity or sorority or anything up there.
Go Buckhawks. Oh,
Go Blackhawks. Blackhawks.
Blackhawks. Go Blackhawks.
Tech likes black cocks.
That snagging it and
You're
using it.
snagging it? Damn.
Snagging it and using it.
Great. Thanks.
Awesome.
I'm just kidding.
That
I just want to hear you
hilarious.
say it.
All right, so on behalf of our guests in studio, we've got Dirty Shirley,
Dirty show.
No, that
Megan,
Dirty Shirley.
Dirty Shirley, Megan, and our friend Kim Kennedy,
Hello.
as well as myself, Adam, and Tach Van Sickle.
What's up?
Thank you guys for listening to episode number 4. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Don't forget, submit your questions on show at Living Podcariously if you want to get your questions in for the Guy-a-ry. Oh, there he is.
Looks like we're getting a call.
All right.
You know what that means? Hello, this is Living Podcariously with Tach and Adam. What's up?
How's it going?
Hey, pretty good. You missed calling in earlier. We had some guests in studio.
That sucks. Who was in the studio? Anybody I know?
I don't know. 3 single girls. Kim Kennedy was one of them, and then 2 of her single girl friends. So they helped us out with our Guy-a-ry segment pretty well. It was pretty entertaining.
You have a segment called Diarrhea?
See, that was your name you came up with, and it sounds like diarrhea. No, the guy, you motherfucker. I see what you're doing there.
So, for listeners here, this is Jimmy on the phone, and he's the one that came up with we talk about him quite often on the show, and he came up with the name of the Guy-a-ry segment was actually his, and he also does little input here and there as like a quote ghostwriter too.
And he's also another host of Taint Funny, which we plug often on our show for Tach.
Indeed.
That I am.
So what we're doing now is what Jimmy is calling in and doing an MMA spot.
Sweet.
So we're going to talk a little MMA. So what you got, Jimmy?
Well, I know, Tach, I know you don't really follow MMA very much, but Adam, do you follow MMA at all?
I do. I like the I don't want to call them prize fights, but I like the ones that are more popular than some of the others. Like I was just fascinated with the McGregor fight that happened here recently because of how big of a hype he was, and of course with Rousey, and of course going back to like Kimbo and all those other really attention grabbing fights. I'm big time into, but I like some of the throwback fights too. So when you get some of the older veterans in there. I like seeing those guys get out there because they're all old and feeble and broken and trying to beat the hell out of each other. And it's entertaining to watch because of who they are, but not so much because of the fight.
I agree. Yeah, this fight this weekend, it drew a lot of attention. And that was the first thing I was going to bring up was obviously Miesha Tate beating Holly Holm, which was pretty unexpected.
Yeah.
And Nate Diaz beating McGregor. But I think what's more interesting is I got looking at how much their payouts were, like how much they got paid for the fights.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Starting with Holm and Tate. Holly Holm being the champion, she brought home $500,000.
That's it? That's all she got?
Yeah.
This was a pay-per-view fight, too, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. And this was a co-main event. So how much do you think Tate, who won the fight, actually brought home? Just take a guess.
She was the challenger, so I'd say half that. So let's say $250,000.
She got paid $92,000.
That's all.
But she ended up getting a Reebok bonus because of the sponsorship of another, I think, $36,000. So she brought home about $130,000 when it was all said and done.
Damn. And that's very lopsided, right? That's super lopsided because the males always pull just ridiculous numbers.
Oh, yeah, but it has a lot to do with your popularity as well. It kind of goes more on how many ticket sales you generate as opposed to your rank or position or anything like that. But going up to Diaz and McGregor brought in $1 million because he's Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Diaz, who won the fight, got $500,000. And that was only, rumor has it that McGregor fought for Diaz to get $500,000. But Diaz wasn't supposed to get that much. So,
now, I got a question for you.
I all that.
Now I don't follow this as closely as you guys do, but these amounts that you're talking about, is this what they get whether they win or lose, or this is what they got because of the outcome?
That's what they get whether they win or lose. There is bonuses on top of that. I want to say that Tate and Holm, I could be wrong, but I want to say they got Fight of the Night, which is another $50,000 bonus.
What is that? Is that like best in show?
Pretty much, yeah. They have a Fight of the Night bonus. They have a Submission of the Night bonus, and they have a Knockout of the Night bonus. And I want to say they're $50,000 each.
You just answered a question I was about to ask you, Jimmy, regarding so the NFL got into a lot of trouble some years back for paying out sniping bonuses or headhunter bonuses. Actually, that was in college, not the NFL. So they got into a lot of trouble for that. But here, it's almost like it's encouraged to go out and.
Yeah, what was happening was you would have these people, and people were worried about Holly Holm doing this because she's under Greg Jackson. These people that have a belt, and all they want to do is retain it. So they go out and they want to win by judge's decision as opposed to knocking somebody out or submitting somebody. So what UFC started doing is they started implementing this submission of the night, fight of the night, knockout of the night to try to encourage those same people to try to end the fight as opposed to just win by decision.
That's really interesting. That's almost anti what other professional sports do.
Yeah, the second thing I was going to bring up, and I doubt you guys follow this, but if you follow Dancing with the Stars at all,
that's a hell of a jump.
No, sure don't.
Yeah, apparently Paige Van Zandt is going to be on there this season, so that makes her the third UFC fighter to be on Dancing with the Stars and the first female UFC fighter to be on. So,
who was on? Who was on before?
Chuck Liddell was on, and Randy Couture was on.
Now, Chuck Liddell was like one of the first. He was with UFC, right?
Yeah, he's got that military high and tight kind of.
Right. See, I remember him, and he had like, he had like the handlebar mustache and like a, like the high and tight or like a mohawk or something. But like he was,
it kind of looks like a Marine haircut, sort of, kind of.
Yeah, he was in there kind of early. Like, this is way before UFC really got big. So, do you feel like he was, like, cheated? Because he probably could have gotten much bigger or gotten paid more or whatever if he'd come in later in the game.
Possibly. I think that when he went in, I want to say he had already retired from UFC. So, he possibly could have generated more numbers if they would have brought him in as a fighter, but I don't know.
Interesting.
But I found it interesting that they chose Paige Van Zandt of all people, because she's relatively new to UFC. She's only 21. I think she'll be 22 next week. And there's so many other females that would have generated. Well, why not Ronda Rousey? Why not, Misha Tate? Why not somebody that's relevant as opposed to, Paige Van Zandt, who lost her second fight in UFC pretty badly too.
Are you a Holly Holm fan?
I'm not really a fan of a fighter. I'm a fan of a discipline. I tend to like the ground game. I tend to like people that are into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
So I can't really say I'm a fan of a fighter, but if there's like a Muay Thai fighter against a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy, I'm probably going to root for the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy.
Holly Holm is, so rumored, is trying to get back into the octagon as soon as less than a week away to try to regain some of her momentum. Does that seem like it's? I mean, boxers have to take months off after their big fights. Is this something that's not unheard of in the UFC or MMA?
It depends on how you lose. If she would have gotten knocked out, it's a mandatory 6-month suspension by the Nevada State Athletic Commission.
Oh, wow.
But since she was submitted, she shouldn't have any kind of point where she shouldn't have any kind of medical leave or anything like that. But what's funny and interesting is Nate Diaz. If you know the two Diaz brothers, they're big advocates of marijuana, and they make that very well known. And he got put on medical suspension until 4/20. I thought that was funny and interesting.
That's awesome. Hey, we touched base on the ruling or the bill that got passed 99-16 in Florida. Did you hear about this?
No, I didn't, huh?
Medical marijuana, as of I think Monday, has passed state of Florida, but it's got a caveat. It's a step in the right direction, in my opinion, but it's got a caveat to terminal patients only. However, the state of Florida will have a law going on record here very soon, probably within the next couple of months, that will allow doctors to prescribe non-smokable, so non-combustible forms of marijuana to terminally ill patients. So Florida's moving on up again with the rest of the states that are passing all of these marijuana laws. All right, hey, another question. Question about
the demographics, huh?
Question about McGregor, because I'm kind of a fan of McGregor just because he's so outlandish and just he's a fucking. I mean, I watched him on Jimmy Kimmel, and he was just really impressive, very enthusiastic. He, as much shit as he talks, he did come off as humble, even though he does have a very pretentious way about him with how he dresses and just his entire demeanor. McGregor's coach apparently wants a Jose Aldo rematch after this loss to Diaz. Does that strike any bells with you? Because that seems like an odd rematch to request after a loss to another guy in the MMA.
Yeah, that's a little surprising. I think he's probably trying to save face because he's also going on record claiming that he went up 2 weight divisions, which technically they fought at 170, but he wasn't fighting Robbie Lawler or Rory McDonald or Johnny Hendricks. He was fighting the number 5 ranked person at 155. So he can't really say he went up 2 weight divisions because he didn't. So I think he might be trying to save face by trying to get a rematch for somebody, just trying to distract everybody. But I think on that same point, I think Ronda Rousey can take a page out of his book on how he handled this loss. Because he came out to the press conference, he gave Diaz props and said, you know what, he beat me and he beat me fair and square. And, as opposed to Rousey that, hid away from the media for 6 months and didn't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
So I think a lot more people are respecting McGregor now more so than they did before the fight, just because of how he handled the loss.
That's one of the most interesting things about that sport to me is you've got, so any of the MMAs, you've got your athletes that are seemingly come out of nowhere, become these international stars make it through their victories, build themselves up this ladder so fast, and then so quickly do they fall when they have a loss at a major event. It's there's no other sport that's like this anywhere. I mean, nothing compares to that level of a roller coaster ride that these athletes are experiencing. Like, I remember shit.
If you think about,
no, you go, Jim.
If you think about McGregor versus Aldo, Jose Aldo probably went through, probably a 6-week fighting camp, and then probably another month of training for the fight, and it was all done in 13 seconds.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. I remember the days. This sounds like forever ago, but this just was like 2 years ago of St. Pierre and how unbelievable of an athlete he was. And then who the hell beat him? I don't remember the guy's name.
At one point, the biggest upset was Matt Serra. Matt Serra beat him. They had this deal with the Ultimate Fighter where the winner got a title shot, and he caught him with a spinning back fist and knocked him out. And that was probably the biggest upset for GSP. But the last fight he fought was against Johnny Hendricks, and he ended up winning by decision. Yeah,
that guy was awesome to me. He was, again, a hell of an athlete, but humble at the same time, which was impressive. It's impressive to see.
Yeah. One more thing I was going to bring up is I don't know how much you follow Bellator, but it looks like Wanderlei Silva has switched to Bellator as well. They just announced that today.
I heard you guys talking.
That's the second.
I heard you talking that on Taint Funny, where I guess Bellator's paying their athletes better, so these guys are all hopping and going over to Bellator.
Yeah, Benson Henderson left, Gilbert Melendez left, and now Wanderlei Silva left. But where Bellator is getting people, and Dana White's actually trying to kind of protect the fighters and protect the managers a little bit, is Bellator has a clause in their contract that basically says if you fight for them, UFC offers you a better deal when the contract is up. They have the option of matching the offer, and if they are able to match it, then you have to stay with Bellator.
Huh.
And so what's happening is it happened to Rampage Jackson, and the latest person was Alvarez. They're getting sued by Bellator because Bellator is offering them what they think is a comparable, offer, and they're trying to say no, but that's against their contract. They can't say no. So now that's two different fighters now that's gotten sued by Bellator for taking a contract with UFC. So Dana White's on record trying to warn them, saying, be careful when you sign the contract because it's really hard to leave Bellator without a lawsuit.
Interesting. We have any big fights coming up here shortly?
Not that I can think of. Nothing I'm super excited about. I have to admit, I was pretty excited to see Hoist Gracie versus Ken Shamrock.
Yeah, that's a throwback fight.
I was one of the people that tuned in. I was kind of excited about that fight.
So I don't remember what, I don't even know what you would call it, but what title or what governance that they fought for. But did you see any of the fight for what was his name? What's the big black dude's name?
Anderson Silva?
No,
King Mo versus Kimbo Slice.
Yeah, Kimbo Slice. Yeah, did you see any of that pre-fight and Kimbo challenge?
They got a big history down in Miami with the street fighting, how Kimbo Slice got started. But it was kind of sad, what happened during the ring, because everybody was looking at it like, King Mo just didn't even train, is what it was looking like. No, it wasn't King Mo, it was Data 5000.
Data 5000.
Data 5000. It looked like he didn't even train, but what was actually happening was he was going through renal failure during the fight.
No shit.
He was too dehydrated. He lost too much weight too fast. So after the fight, he ended up collapsing. They had to do CPR to revive him. He had actually went unconscious and had technically died.
Damn.
His heart stopped beating and everything. They had to rush him to the emergency room. He had to do CPR the whole 9 yards. So it's kind of sad the way it all played out. And a lot of people feel like Bellator didn't quite do their job, because what should have happened was, the pre-fight check with the doctor should have spotted that. That shouldn't have been able to happen. That's why UFC has an anti-IV rule now, where you can't rehydrate with an IV. And it's not so much, because they want the fighters to be dehydrated. They don't want the fighters to even attempt to dehydrate so much that they need an IV to rehydrate again.
Yeah, no kidding.
So,
As sad as that is, though, the pre-fight stuff is what had me laughing my ass off. There's a video out there. There's a video out there of Kimbo and Data 5000, you know, talking shit pre-fight. And let me just put it this way: it gets to the point where Kimbo challenges Data 5000 to show him his nuts. So all you see is Kimbo's nuts coming out in the video. You know, talking shit, talking about how small his nuts are. I'm like, what?
Like literally,
is this a little,
pull his balls out?
Yeah, literally pulled his balls. Is this a sprinkling of like, you know, WWE mixed in with, you know, MMA? I think that's
See you Sunday, brother.
Yeah, I think that's what this is a little bit.
Yeah, Bellator's like that. Bellator, they really they put a lot of production into their walkouts and all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
that's fucking nuts.
Yeah, they're very much like old school WWF.
That's good. It's just with real fighting, which is the big difference. Rednecks out there, don't kill me. I'm just kidding. Your WWE is real.
NASCAR Americans. We've already been over this.
Exactly.
I think the next big fight is Daniel Cormier versus John Jones.
I can't say that I remember either of those guys. I can't place the faces with the names.
John Jones, he was the I want to say 205 pound champion. He's the one that fought Rashad Evans at one point. Pretty tall guy. They were comparing him with Anderson Silva. At one time, they wanted him and Anderson Silva to fight in like a super match.
Those are some 205 is a pretty big boy.
Yeah. And he was put on leave because he's the one that accidentally ran into a pregnant woman in a car, had a car accident. And rather than trying to deal with it, he ran from the crime scene. And I guess they found cocaine in his car. So
not good.
Yeah, he got stripped of his title in UFC and got put on, I think, a 1-year suspension. So he's finally coming back. He's fighting Daniel Cormier first, and he's pretty big. He looks like he's really been training. So it's going to be an interesting fight.
Well, sweet. Well, we'll have to get together and go watch one of these days. Go up to Hooters or Wing House or something. And
he usually does it at his house. Usually.
Yeah.
You get the pay-per-views usually at your place?
Yeah, I almost always do.
All right, I'll crash your place with some wings and beer.
That works.
Sweet. All right, hey, well, you got to get in here for both Living Podcariously and the Twisted Tin here soon.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, that's what me and Tach were talking about today.
Yeah, I want to get all three of you guys from up there to bring in your own personalized top 10 list. We were just wrapping up our fifth installment, so we can release on iTunes with 5 weeks worth of shows to do our debut. That's for cool. Twisted 10.
That way people can binge listen. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. It also helps with the new and noteworthy and, you know, a few other of their algorithms when you release with more episodes and then continue to add weekly to it. There's apparently it works well with that new and noteworthy to get up there quicker. So
well, that makes sense. If they're going by total amount of downloads, that makes sense.
Dude, man, thanks for the call and for the update. If we make this a regular bit, then maybe I can make you some intro music and we can have your own little, you and Ron can compete for the sports bit in here.
That'll work.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you calling in. Anything else? Anything you want to put out as far as where can people contact you?
You can look me up on Facebook, Jimmy Klein, that or go to the Taint Funny website, and we have a biography section on all the hosts, and you can find all our information there. That's the easiest way.
Sweet, yeah, and be sure to listen to. I think I don't remember. Yours was 39 or 40. What episode was yours, Jimmy? Here recently, where you talked a lot.
I can't remember. I want to say 39.
Yeah, I think so too. But yeah, you talked a lot of MMA on there, and I like that episode a lot. You gotta control your boy Eric though. He talks too fucking much.
Right.
Well, cool deal, man. Thanks for calling in. We appreciate it. And this will go up Thursday. This will go up Thursday night.
Okay.
All right, man. Well, thanks for calling in, and we will talk to you later.
Definitely. See you.
All right. See you. Hey guys, this is Tach from Living Podcariously. You can also check out other content I have. I also co-host a podcast called Taint Funny on iTunes and Stitcher. It's me and 3 of my buddies. We talk about movies, television, video games, comic books, you name it. It's a comedy podcast called Taint Funny. And you can check us out at taintfunnypodcast.com.